Hey there, mamas. You are listening to Release Your Inner Power podcast, where we talk about having both me time and being the best mom, sharing stories, encouragement, and tips for taking the steps to release that inner power and that mom guilt. I'm your host, Shauna B. Here we go. One quick thing before we get started. I will be doing a drawing for a fun gift each month. Here are 3 ways to enter. You can email me to share your juicy takeaways, topic ideas you want to hear, or share a story. Share this podcast on social media and tag me with what episode you listened to and what you learned or loved about it. And if you leave a review, you will get 2 entries into the drawing. I will announce the winner the last week of each month. Okay, let's get started. Welcome back to Release Your Inner Power podcast. And I have Tasha back with us today. Hello, Tasha.
Good morning. Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing. It's Friday, so I'm good.
Good. Great. Today we have a little special episode for you guys because for both Tasha and I, it's celebration month. And so we thought we would come on here and talk about what celebrations mean to us and how we celebrate ourselves and what we do for our birthdays. How do you celebrate your birthday, Tasha? What do celebrations mean to you?
First of all, I love celebrations of all kinds. I love celebrating other people as well as myself. So something I think that I've kept since my childhood is excitement for birthdays, especially my own. Even like when I was in my 20s, I used to work in an office and we would celebrate my birthday like all week long because I just loved birthdays and that's kind of stuck. So what I do for my birthday every year is kind of different. And I really think it just depends on my energy output and where I'm at and where I'm feeling as far as capacity to celebrate in which way. Because sometimes it'll just be like at home and cake and family and homemade gifts. And then other times it's like, I am planning my birthday and I'm inviting like 10 of my best galleys. And like on my 33rd birthday, I did a birthday that was, Tasha is 33 for real. And all of the girls got fur jackets and we went to brunch and wore our fur jackets. So it just
so cool.
is different every year. I'm not really sure what I'm feeling for doing this year. So it might be a surprise to all of us.
I love it. I love your ideas that you come up with and then when you post them and I get to see them, they're so cool. I love that part of celebrations. It's interesting too that you said like your celebrations, you've always had the excitement for it. For me, it was very different. So when I was growing up, I was like, don't make a big deal about my birthday. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like, I would always try to minimize it, which is really interesting. And I'm not really sure why I would do that. I don't know if it was just because, oh my gosh, the attention's on you and it's like your birthday, And so I don't know if that's what it was. I wasn't shy by any means. And most of the time it was my family anyway. So it's really interesting. But as I got older, like even getting out in my career and all that, some of my friends are like, wait, hold on, you're working on your birthday? Why are you working on your birthday? And I'm like, yeah, why am I working on my birthday? What am I doing? And so for years now, I've taken my birthday off as like my own personal holiday of no, I'm not doing that. But it's just interesting how the transition from no to I'm more like you now. Like every few years, what I will do is like throw a big party and it'll be like themed out and like, like one of my birthdays in the past, probably like 10 years ago now. I've had some since then, but one of my favorite ones was 10 years ago. And the theme was 70s theme. And I had like this sparkly, what are they called? Like the tight outfits that have a V-neck and they're one piece, bell bottoms and the whole like platform shoes, the whole 9. Like we went all out, like people were all dressed up. We had Twister, we had trivia games, we had like so, like fondue pot, like the whole thing. Like we just went all out. It was like the funnest thing ever. So sometimes I'll do that. And then other times I'll just do things completely for myself. Like I'll just take the whole day to do completely for myself. So it's interesting how I've changed from, oh, no, no, to like, yes, today this is going to be my day. And then I'll try to, sometimes I'll do it for the week. Like, what do I want to do for this week? And then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm going to concentrate on celebrations all month. Like, what can I do to celebrate me today? Not necessarily like doing the big old party thing, but just like, what can I do
Yeah.
to celebrate me today? Like this week, I'm like, I'm gonna sleep. Yay! You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna sleep. That's what I want to do. That's the thing that I want to do to like celebrate me, or use the fancy glass this morning for coffee. I want to use the fancy glass or what have you, or I'm going to wear the, nicer shirt or put the fancy shoes on or what have you. So I do that more, I think, in the month of February, just
Mhm.
because, it's like a reminder to myself. It's like a reminder, like, yes, this is a celebration of you. Look how far you've come in the last year. Look what you've accomplished. Look what you've done. A lot of reflection as well. So I can see who I am now versus who I was like even a year ago, and then celebrating who I am now.
I love it. The change of self-awareness, and having self-interest to celebrate yourself and recognize yourself.
I think it's super important. I think that we get caught up in the busyness of just life, and it's like, okay, birthday, today it's just this day, do the
Yeah.
thing, do the party, do the celebration, blah blah blah, and then okay, next day, and I like to spread it out a little bit more and go a little bit deeper, reflection, and see all of those things, and then celebrate the wins, and then put a little, I don't know what you want to call it, sparkle, like with the shoes or with the fancy
Hmm.
glass or with the, I want to wear these awesome earrings today, whatever it is, you know and I think February just helps me remember to do that. And I think it's just important that we need to do that more often than just the month that we're celebrating ourselves. But
Yeah.
it's helpful when it is your birthday to do that, you know, like reflect and celebrate and what are the wins and what have I done and what have I accomplished and heck yeah. And let's put some glitter on it and sparkle. I don't know.
Hmm. And it helps when people help celebrate you. That's like my favorite part is just like getting like 5 coffees delivered or balloons or flowers or all the messages. And that's awesome thing about social media too is, on Facebook, if you put your birthday in, it says when your birthday is, and it's such a free way to celebrate people. You get like several messages from people just saying happy birthday, and it's nice to think that somebody stopped, took the time to wish you a happy birthday, to think about you.
Yes. Yeah. It definitely has a feeling of filling you up. Like when you get that message, you're like, oh, and then you get another one, you're like, oh, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be like a surprise, right? Like, oh my gosh, that person messaged me on my birthday. Like I didn't even think that person was gonna message me on my birthday. How awesome is that? It's like a present all in itself.
And it's such a good reminder, too, when you receive it, to see how much joy it brings, and then to stop and reflect and be like, I am amazing. I
Yeah.
am amazing just for who I am, not necessarily everything that I do or I have done or want to do or want to accomplish, but just who I am. And that people see that. And then you realize how important it is and how impactful it is by experiencing those messages and those gifts. And I'm more apt to, and I do this a lot, but I'm more apt to do it even more, to recognize other people, to make sure I'm telling people, hey, I'm thinking about you, or this reminded me of you, or buying coffees or sending flowers. But I love celebrating people, not even just on their birthdays or special occasions or hard time occasions, but all the time. So I like that it's kind of this cycle reminder, like, oh, I just received this, it feels so good, to make sure to put it back into the world, and knowing, even if it's a very small gesture, how impactful that is and special it is.
Oh yeah. I love that you brought that up because as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, you are so right. Because when I receive things like that too, I'm also one of those people that I'm like, what can I do for this person? You know, just what, it doesn't have to be their birthday. It doesn't have to be, like you said, hard times or celebration times. There's sometimes where I like to be like sneaky pants and just nobody even knows it's from me. And I'll just send the thing,
Yes.
send the thing just to like make their day, or like be in a coffee stand line. And sometimes I'm like, you know, whatever this person behind me ordered
Yes.
or whatever, I'm gonna pay for it. And not like, I don't even care if they tell them. I'm just trying to like brighten somebody's day or do something for them, or send the text message out of nowhere and be like, hey, just thinking about you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever emoji I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's contagious. Like it can be
Mhm.
contagious when you know how that feels to be, you know, recognized and like filled with those special little things, and then how you want to reciprocate, and like the ripple effect, right? It comes to you and now you want to share that with other people. So, and make, you know, make other people's day or boost them up without even
Yeah,
having to be a celebratory time, you know?
exactly. And sometimes you don't even know how much you need it. I know this is not necessarily just on birthday time, but you don't even realize how much you need that until you receive it. Like the other day, I was in the bakery and I have a friend that works there and she came out and she gives the best hugs. And instead of like immediately like squeeze, let go, she just was like the best hugger. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot you're the best hugger, first of all. Second of all, I didn't know how much I needed that hug. So just also, something to think about. Like
Yeah.
you might not know how much that person needed that in that time. And you're just, doing you, thinking about them, making sure they know it. It's so
Yeah.
impactful.
It is. It's so, I mean, and it's
Magic.
cool how it can be something that you can just give, like you don't have to, like you said, like you don't have, it just can be a hug. It can just be, you know, something small, but have such a huge impact on the other side without even realizing that's what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
in a way of, in a way of honoring that person, I guess you could say, just by taking that second and being like, oh, I'm going to give you this hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something deeper, I mean, kind of more on a spiritual level, I guess, or a deeper level that I do for my birthday also is in numerology, we all have personal years. So I'm not sure if you do this. I know we've talked about this before, but I'm always um thinking, I have that in my mind. So like this birthday, I'm going into my 1 year, which is the end of a 9 year cycle. So it's brand new beginnings. Um, so like laying your foundation. 9 years are all like cycles are closing, endings, thinking about new beginnings. So that's something that I also do, as well as like pull myself a card or sit and think of a message, not think, but channel a message for my upcoming year.
I like that. So when you get the message, what do you do with your message for the upcoming year? Is it like something that you remind yourself of regularly for the year, or is it just something that's like a gift that you're given to like honor for the year? What do you do with that message?
It and every year is so different. um, Sometimes I'll do like a big long reading. Sometimes I'll just say like, "What's my message for the day?" or "What's with this new birthday, what's the message?" or "What can I let go of?" or "What have I learned?" or something similar to that. And I will generally write it down in a notebook that I can come back and reflect to, or I will write it in my planner.
Got it. So you do use it for reflection over the year.
Yeah.
I like
And
that.
it's me in hindsight. So, like a year or around a year, having pulled a card or receiving a message and be like, I see how this is unfolded. Because
Yeah.
you hear something or you feel something or you pull a card and you're like, oh, this is what it means. But you don't really know what things mean until you live it.
Yeah.
And then you have that awareness of how
Yeah.
it plays
Yeah. I love that.
out.
I love that. It's like have it, it's like your little bookmark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Your little bookmark. of your following year and you can recall on it when you want, or after the year, you're like, let's see, check in.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. So like you said that you are still figuring out what you're going to do this year and it's going to unfold and you'll see how it unfolds when it happens.
Yeah, because in January, so I'm literally inspired by life. In January, I saw this outfit and it reminded me of an exact outfit I had when I was like 4 years old. And I even have the picture. So it's just really funny because I had just pulled it out recently. And then this outfit was like, and I'll just blow the secret. It's like a magenta pink jumpsuit that zips up and it's so freaking cute. But I had almost the exact one as a kid, but in a lighter pink. So I was totally tripping that that would be stylish right now. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm turning 38. 38 is great. I want to celebrate the kid in me. So then I was like dreaming up all this big, huge party plans and all this, like just fun things that we could do. And then, kind of as closer that my birthday got and the energy that I had, and, New Year's starting to pick up, and wherever I am in my cycle, I was like, oh man, that feels like a lot of work. Like maybe I don't want to plan a big, huge
Yeah.
party and book a place and like order all the cake and do all this stuff, which in years past, like a couple of years ago, I also did a groovy birthday party. So like 70s and floral and glasses and disco balls. And it was a very small, chill party. And it was super quaint and cute, but also required some planning. So like my big, huge 38 is great birthday kind of is down to like a small thing that I'm like, okay, what kind of energy will I have on the 18th, which is my birthday? So I might just wear my outfit, or I might last minute be like, hey, can anybody go to the coffee shop and celebrate? And PS, wear an outfit that you wore when you were a kid, and picture is a bonus.
That's cool. I love
And bring
that. I love that.
presents.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's really cool. I can't wait to see your outfit, honestly.
So
Honestly.
who knows? Even I do not know what I'll do. What are you doing?
So I like to mix it up, but this year I like to go on trips or like go do stuff for myself. And this year I picked a city that I've never been to. And I invited a few people to see who would come with me. And me and one of my friends are flying to New Orleans for 4 days. And we're going to like explore the city, eat the food, listen to the music, do all the fun things that just to experience New Orleans for my birthday. And we're actually going to be there on my birthday and fly home the next day, which is really cool. So
Fun.
I'm excited because I'm like nervous excited. I don't really know what to expect. I only know, like what everybody said like about it, but like to go somewhere brand new and just experience it and be able to share that with one of my friends is going to be really cool to have, like kind of like a bucket list item, if you will. So I'm hoping that every other year from now on, I'm going to do that where I pick someplace new and I'm just going to go. And that's how I celebrate me is picking a new place, exploring, discovering, whether it's with somebody or by myself, I'm going to do it.
Love it.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's only a few days away. It's like a week and some change before I get to go. So it's gonna be pretty sweet. It seems like it's not, it seems so far away, but yet I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be here like tomorrow, you know?
Yes, I feel that way too. We're talking about birthdays. I'm like, birthday is not till like next month, or it's next week.
Yeah, so true. Well, I am so glad that you came on today and that you shared how you celebrate you and how you love celebrations and all of your lovely ideas. I love how you it's like an inspiration to hear your ideas and your themes also. Like, ooh, what can I come up with next just to have a little fun theme? So thank you for sharing all of that.
You're
And,
welcome.
happy early birthday and celebration month.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy birthday to you.
thank you so much. Well, until next time, my friend, I will see you later. I just want to say thank you for listening.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode, learned something new, or got a juicy takeaway that will bring in that heck yeah back into your life. I release a new episode each week, so make sure to subscribe. If you love the show, want to share a story, comment below. If you know someone that would love or need this episode, be sure to share it with them. I'm sure they would love you for it. Tag me and find me on social media at Ignited Decisions on Instagram and Shauna with Ignited Decisions on Facebook. I would love to know what episode you listened to and how it helped you, as well as connect on social. Okay, mamas, claim your time and release your inner power.